Hey everyone, I am Pauline Nicolo Nilongo and I'm going to discuss about the postmodern philosophy. Okay, so let's get started. So, postmodern philosophy is a philosophical movement that arose in the second half of the 20th century. It is a critical response to assumptions allegedly present in modernist philosophical ideas regarding culture, identity, history, or language that were developed during the 18th century Enlightenment. So, in order for us to understand more about the postmodern philosophy, we should be aware on where does it came from. So, postmodern philosophy, post means after and modern talks about the current era. So, there is modern before a postmodern philosophy, wherein it contradicts each other's theory and assumption. Because the idea of postmodern philosophy is the view that the reality cannot be known nor described objectively, which is it contradicts the modern view, says that the reality can be described objectively. So when we say objectively, it is a situation or anything in the world that can be proved with facts and evidence, and it is what modernism claimed. That is different to postmodern, uh, wherein it is subjectively. So next, postmodernism has refused most of modernism's main ideas. The most important point in modernism educational point is rationality. So, as I was saying a while ago, postmodernism contradicts modernism idea. And one important thing from it is rationality, wherein it is the quality of being based on clear thought and reason, or of making decision that is based on clear thought and reason, meaning to say it can prove and support by facts and scientific ways, while postmodernism claim irrationality or being inconsistent in thinking. So postmodernism are not based on reason or sound judgment. It may be characterized by emotion or other psychological factors that influences decision making. So rather than logical or evidence-based thinking, but it focuses on individuals' subjectivity and cultural differences. So, it is about change and making new opportunities, new ideas, since it talks about different individuals, opinions, and feelings, and it makes learners to have critical thinking. So, in a specific situation or idea. So, instead of introducing a theory and give all information to learners, we make it as a problem and let learners think of how they solve it so that they will discover the theory or the result on their own. So they should know that every theory weren't complete at the beginning and it just became perfect after continuous learning and experiment. So that is why there are a lot of things that can be accepted today but it was once rejected before. Okay, so um, philosophers. Postmodern philosophers emphasize on creative thinking, individual differences, and teacher role as a guide. There is diversity, democracy, awareness, and freedom in educational process. So modernism is also about the freedom, awareness, and democracy in educational process, and accepting that we have different ways on how we view things, how we understand, and how we define it. So, postmodern philosophers believe that instead of transferring and reproducing the study fact in educational process, it should be considered invention, innovation, and change, wherein learners being a critical thinker may contribute to have change in educational process. So, now let's move forward to the postmodern philosophers. So, first we have Derrida Dades, which is a French philosopher and was well known for his controversial approach to understanding the world, which is the deconstruction method, and was a major contributor to postmodernism. So, the deconstruction method is criticizing texts. So, it entails the breakdown of rational purposes, and Derrida can also be regarded as one of the great educational figure because of his work being innovative and uncommon. It creates a new perspective in education. So, according to Derrida, tutors should encounter or encourage learners to engage in text so that learners will have their own interpretation about the text and they will criticize the text on their own. Meaning, tutors are not information transfer agent, but they are facilitator and a guide, and let the learners learn from it. So next, we also have Martin Heidegger, a German philosopher and known for his concept in existentialist phenomenology, wherein it seeks to develop an in-depth, embodied understanding of human existence. So it concludes that we construct our own reality based on our own involvement in the world. Um, and our innate intuition. So it deepens our understanding about experience and perspective. So it focuses that how we created it, depending on the choice that on how we live our lives and how we understand it. So last but not the least, we also have Michael Foucault, a philosopher who examined the theories of truth and power. So he stated that power is not something that we possess, but it is something that can be implemented. So they those are the postmodern philosophers. So in summary, teaching and learning in postmodern world, it addresses these following points. So number one, is about knowledge about ways in which to live and learn in an open system in which there is a considerable ambiguity and development. So, the postmodern instructor leads their student through the data and information to the knowledge that is involved with the process, of course, of studies and with the meaning relative to life of each individual student. So, next, ideas are brought together through a holistic approach to form new ways of knowing the world. New learning, relationship, and knowledge creation potential are heightened and are exciting aspect of the postmodern class. So, learners are encouraged to find personal meaning from the learning, as the teacher is allowed to discard the mask of authority and be more themselves, modeling the lifelong learning value of postmodernism. Okay, so that's all for my part. I hope that you learned something from postmodern modernism world and from different philosophers that create the postmodern world. Thank you so much. Let's proceed for the next reporter. Thank you.